All right, now that we got the nut finished here, we're going to go ahead and make the modifications that we need to on the quill where this thing is going to mount to. So on the back side here, this is your Morse taper side. This is the business end. So on this end right here, we're placing these threads here with the nut that we just made. See, it's just machined to fit that. So we'll set this up and we're going to bore this out so that this has a very light slip fit in there. Slip in there to the shoulder, and then we'll set it up in the chuck over there in the mill, and then we'll drill and tap our 3-hole pattern so that that will bolt on there. This is our run out using a 1-inch resolution indicator. That little jump is the keyway. I had that thing dialed in within a 1/2 thousandths of repeatability every time. I'm always impressed using this 6-jaw. It does really well. Using this 1/2-inch carbide shank boring bar, we've got approximately a 1/4 inch to take out of there. We're going to be going 1.5 inches deep, plus a little extra clearance there. I've got a 0 set with the edge indicator here on the ways. This is cutting like it's cast iron. Should have about 50 thousandths to come out of this, just using my telescope gauge. Get a measurement on the bore. We'll get this thing finished out to 1 inch. We got our bore on size right there, and I was going to point out that this actually is steel, and the manufacturer put some kind of cast iron insert here where the threads were. So we bored out the cast iron threads, and now we're actually into steel. So here's our fit for our brass nut. Got a nice close fit on there, see? I gave it 1 thou clearance. There we go. So this is done. I've already deburred it right there, polished it up, so we'll go to the mill, put our 3-hole pattern in there now. We got our quill set up in the 3-jaw. This is still set up from when we did our bushing here. All right, and then I just wanted to point out, so that's about where our hole location is going to be based off on our 0 location. And then so let me pull this out and I'll show you. We got our keyway over here, so it'll be between 2 of the holes right there. All right, so we just got her chucked up. I'll put the indicator in there. I've got it brought back to 0 on the DRO, and we'll sweep this ID and see how close to 0 we are on the actual workpiece. We'll use our inner rapid right here. Look at that. Look how close that is. So let's get a starting point there. So it looks like we're 1/2 thou. Looks like a 1/2 thousandths off. I think that's going to be close enough, guys. We are 0-0 on our DRO, and we are in the middle. So what that's telling me is that this 3-jaw has good repeatability. I'm going to use the center drill and just create a spot on all 3 holes. And then just once we spot it, then we'll go ahead and drill it, and then we'll tap them all. Right there, just spot it in. I just dropped the bushing in there just to verify that the holes are lining up, and they should be, and they are. So all 3 divots look good, lined up well. I'm using a number 44 drill bit. That'll be our tap size for a 440 screw. Okay, and we're going to go a 1/2 inch deep. I've got my quill DRO set to 0 here so I can see how deep I go. And just going to drill it down a 1/2 inch deep. All right, there we go. Using the 440 tap here. This is a starter tap, so it has a good taper there, and this is the Starrett 93A tap wrench that holds these small guys, and of course we're using our Fisher spring-loaded center there. And we use a little cutting oil here. That feels like the bottom there. I wanted to use the starter tap, and then I'm going to run back in there with a plug tap, make sure that we got our threads run down in there deep enough. Got quite a few threads going down inside the hole here. Got this needle tip right there that'll get the chips blown out of that hole there. Cover it up so I don't blow oil and chips all over the camera. And we'll run back in there with our plug tap now. Actually, I just checked the bolt here, the screw should I say. Don't think that I need to run in there with another tap because this bottoms out all the way to the head of the screw there. So we're good to go. The starter tap, I got it tapped plenty deep enough there. So we're just going to repeat that 2 more times. All right, we should be good to go there. All right, there we go. There's our completed quill. All right, looks good. So from here we can move on to our lead screw. Go ahead and get it machined to match the new Acme nut there.